Good evening and welcome back to Football Manager and the London Green Save. We're back with another episode today, guys, and we are actually going to be starting off, well, the season properly. We're going to be starting off the season properly after kind of doing the setup last time out, last episode. Today, we're going to be actually starting things off. We're already at the game, actually. We're at the Bermondsey game, but you can see the competition. There's a couple of games already been played. And Camden and Islington absolutely nailing it in their first game. 6-1 win over Manford Way, who I think are a team that have actually didn't play last year. There's a load of teams that have kind of like shuffled across and stuff like that. Whereas we've actually stayed in the division we're in, and so have a lot of other teams as well, like the Saints, All-Stars, Samurai, Elmstead. Loads of teams that we played last year that we're going to be playing again. Bit of news between episodes, not much, to be honest with you. We're still on the transfer embargo at the minute, I do believe, until we've paid off. Until we've paid off, although I'm not actually sure right now. So if I go back to our scouting and go to our shortlist, is there a chance I can make a signing? We were looking at making... Who are we looking at bringing in? Where have they gone? I'm not sure where they've gone, actually. Steve Whitehead was one of them. However, Steve Whitehead is now signed up for another team. The Emerson Sam Lawford. I don't know if these players were actually on my list to begin with. Alexander Ward, I think, was actually new striker, a young striker, but that doesn't really have a great number there. Sam Lawford. Let's have a look at Sam Lawford. I'm not sure. We're still on the transfer embargo. If we're gonna be able to even make this signing, we'll up the goal bonus. See if those are good. I can't give you 20. Sorry, I can't give you 25. I can only give you 20. And if we look at the finances. Right now, there it is. I couldn't even find it. You can see we are way under budget now, spending about 6.4, which even that seems like kind of crazy high, but a big chunk of that is Ryan Crosby, of course. There are kind of a couple of contracts that are still in place that we can't really cancel, let's say. However, there are others that, for example, Sunderman there. I mean, Sunderman wants a new deal, but is out of contract. Let's have a look at this as well. Wants the players a striker. Sunderman wants the players a striker nowadays. That's interesting. Again, I'm happy to give the bonus up a little bit, because if they do score goals, you know, you deserve to be rewarded for that. So maybe Sunderman will get that, and that'll actually save us a little bit more money. For the same reason that we're back up here now. We're back up, kind of sorted out the finances a little bit. We're paying 2K every month to try and cut the debt, but there was I don't know where it is. There we go. Transfer embargo was lifted. That's nice, and the debt was restructured. So no idea exactly what happened. How the money has been sorted out, that's not really up for us to worry about. We're mostly out here worrying about on the pitch. So let's go to it. First game against Bermondsey. Let's not hang about. Let's get to it. This season, I don't know how many episodes this season will be, but it will be maybe, you know, average 10, 12. And we'll try and vary it up how many games we play in every episode, just to keep things fresh and kind of make it so that even I don't know how many games we're going to play until we're kind of there, and how the season's going and stuff like that. Let's see if we can make a difference out there, guys. We've still got, for the most part, same team. There are a few players who we've obviously lost, and a few players that we're not we're missing, but we are still, for the most part, the same team. We've got to go out there and try and play some good football. And here we go, first highlight. And we're away here. Look at that. That's actually a decent number. Crane is through. Doesn't really find a great pass, though. And Nethercott is forced to go back. Out to Duncan. Back to Buldeo. Really odd that we were that close to their goal, but we didn't manage to get a shot away. Creeth plays the pass. Duncan recaptures it. Is there a pass through? No, back to Sweeney, who takes a long shot, and it's off the bar, and Odukoya will... Yep. Yes, not offside. Odukoya will grab the rebound, make it 1-0 after only 4 and a bit minutes, and it wasn't offside, so we take an early lead, and of course, we want to try and start well. The expectations for this game were actually more in favour of Bermondsey. They were saying Bermondsey are probably going to get a draw or a win here, but we're not really playing into that right now. We're taking a little bit of control. You can see we've got good possession, had a good couple of chances, and here's another one potentially. Till Odukoya makes a heavy touch and gives the ball away. Now Issa on the ball, plays it long. Butcher does win the header but loses the ball, and Corrado finds Crosby with a nice pass forward. Crosby then loses out. How many possession changes are we going to have in this one highlight? Forward they go. Into Steele. Still back across. It was a 1-2 over the top. McLean's there, and McLean with a volley with absolute fizz on it. But it's been disallowed. Would you believe it? Lovely stuff. Well, not great. We want to defend better than that, but we'll take it. We'll take it for now. Possession has dropped a little bit. No, it's actually even now. And I will say, show you my tactics. We are working a relatively simple tactics with the idea of I want a little bit more dribbling at the defense, but we're just going to see how that works. If it doesn't work, or maybe in the second half we'll try something else and see if we generate a few more chances. We are keeping the shoot on sight on because I still just want us to keep taking shots. I know work the ball into the box might be a little bit of a better idea, but I want us to just keep shooting. Probably not with Sweeney, maybe one of our attackers taking those shots, but the more shots you take, the better your XG. Ideally, the more goals you're going to score. So that is definitely part of it. We have taken a lot of shots in that first half. Not many of them on target, but it's is it a dominant half? I don't know. With that many shots on target, you will probably want a few more. But look at them. A lot of them are in the box, so a lot of those shots should be on target. In fact, let's have a look at the tactics here and see if we can maybe tell a couple of these guys shoot a little bit less often and give the ball forward instead. There we go. Udeo's going to have the same. We're going to try and tell our strikers, our attackers, to shoot more often rather than our kind of support players. I want Crane shooting as well. That's okay. Shoot more often. Go to the byline, I would say, and then kind of cut it back. Stay wider and run wide as well. That's probably what we're after there. Nethercott's probably going to have the same thing. Kind of stay wide, cross from the byline. And again, shoot more often as well. But Okoya's got shooting on him. Yep. Zico Creeth has got shoot less often. Shoot less often. Shoot less often. Okay. Shoot less often as well. Okay, nice. However, I don't think I need you to be an inverted wingback. I think I just need you to be... That's your best position. You want to defend and... turn that off. Because it's inverted, you probably can't turn that off. So let's just go to regular wingback with Duncan. Yeah, I don't really want them to be cutting in all the time like they have been, because that means that they're taking more shots. And I want my attackers to be the ones taking those shots. So you can see we are making a tweak, a tactical change to the kind of the layout, the setup of the team. I don't really want my wingbacks taking more shots than my strikers, to be honest. And that's wide open. Still only can find Alex Jones, and Alex Jones blocks it out for a corner. We've still got to defend it. Steele's actually going to take the corner this time. Still 1-0 up. Good ball in, well out. Chase him down, Bordeo. Chase him down. Nice. To Green. Across the Steele. Back to McLean. Over the top. And nope, there was an offside in there. I don't know who it was. It was actually Steele offside. Now it's our turn. Zico Creef whips one in. Bordeo jumps. Can't find it. Crosby jumps. Everyone's jumping. It's chaos. It's off the bar. And then Odukoya puts it in the back of the net. It was a scrappy goal. It was a goal-mouth scramble. And it's 2-0. Odukoya finds a second goal of the campaign. Brilliant stuff. And yeah, just keep going. Odukoya taking more shots. Look at that, 17 shots. I want my strikers taking shots. I want my attackers taking shots. I don't really want my wing-backs taking as many. I wouldn't mind them having a go every now and then. That's not the worst thing to do. But, you know, I don't really want them having more shots than my strikers. I'm going to swap the wing-backs. And then we're going to bring Sunderman on for Crosby. Because I want to make those changes. But Sunderman wants to be in a striking position. That's a difficult one. Because Odukoya is obviously firing. He started really, really well. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We need Sunderman to accept that contract before we really worry about it. Odukoya is through. Can he make it a hat-trick? He can. Oh my word, it's a hat-trick to start things off. What a game he has had, Odukoya. I'm glad I didn't take him off for Sunderman there. Because that would have been really annoying. Look at that. 3 goals. Buldeo with the assist as well, which is awesome. We're up into second place now. John's going to cross it in. Sunderman jumps, can't get there. Corrado back out to John. I don't know what, takes a shot and it just rolls in. Jason John. Wowza, from right back. I mean, like I said, I don't want them taking as many shots, but if they're going to take some, it goes in. I'm not going to complain. 4-0 in the first game of the season. Like I said, I'm genuinely, I'm not messing with you. We weren't expected to win this game. It was actually more of a draw or a Bermondsey win. That's what was expected right there. John on the ball again in a wild position. And I'm not even sure why he's up there. But he's put in another one and made it 5-0. And I mean, and the highlights aren't even stopped. Here we go. Bermondsey on the ball this time. Jeb at the back. Going to look for a pass. Goes over the top. Keeper's going to claim that quite easily, and that's really, really nice. Payne on the ball, another player that we've actually managed to keep hold of, which is very nice. Of course, I got a couple of comments on that first video about the fact that if we go semi-pro, we are going to lose players. We have lost players. Doesn't seem to be messing us up at the minute, though, because Sunderman, oh, that's so close. That was so close to making it 6-0 in our first game. Are you... Where... Well, look, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to think too much. What a start this has been to the campaign. Oh no, what is that? McLean is white. Yeah. McLean is through and Giorgio cleverly, the goalie, gets an assist because our centre-back was not in the right position. What are the centre-backs? They are in hold position. No nonsense, no nonsense. So they, yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know why. Maybe they were just out of position by accident. Sometimes that'll happen. But still, 5-1. Buldeo gets up. Odukoya gets up. McLean shoots it from far, but it is blocked. Out to Jeb. Goes back to the yellow-carded Duggan. Jeb again over the top to the yellow-carded Steele, who's going to look for a ball across. Finds it, but it's nodded in from Issa. We've conceded 2 at the very end of this game. Not ideal. We'd much rather take a 5-0, but it doesn't really matter. We're not worried about it. And that is going to be that. What a start to the season. 5-2. That was incredible. That was incredible. We're going to talk to Odukoya. You were incredible. You were brilliant. And that's all we're going to do. A 10.0 because that was a hat-trick to start off the season. I mean, you can't ask for much more. You can't ask for much more. 3-0. Well, no, sorry. 3 goals for Odukoya. 5-2 is the total. John obviously popping in with 2 as well. Really, really good. And we are sitting with quite a few teams on 3 points after 1 round of fixtures. The next game, oh my word, the next game is actually against Camden, top of the league. So it's first versus second in the next game. Jason John netted his first goal. That's awesome. His first goal and his second goal. He was important. Yeah, Odukoya was an absolute legend. I really would not... I would be sad if we lost Odukoya. I really would. 3 goals. Dribbles made 5. Norwood spotted. Odukoya rejects. Look at that. He wants to stay with the club. He wants to stay with us. Surely he does. Come on. Okay, next game, Camden. It's not going to be very far away, so I'm not going to cut away. We're going to just go straight to it. and see, well, depending on how long it takes to load it up. But they won their first game. They absolutely dominated it 6-1. We went 5-2. It would have been very nice to not concede those goals at the end, because you don't know if goal difference is going to be the deciding factor. There is every chance it is, and hopefully us conceding goals and silly goals, weak goals at the end of games isn't a trait we're going to kind of repeat. I'd much rather we get that out of the way because we were 5-0 up. That's what I prefer. Another thing to talk about, guys, the London under-18s. Our London Greens under-18s. For the most part, they're just kind of generated players, just doing their best week in, week out. But if I show you the fixtures in the league that they are currently in, they're rocking at number 2. They were number 1. They've got a game in hand, and if they win that, they'll go back to number 1. But look at that. We're rocking. Played 3, 1-2, 1 draw, and they're looking pretty good. And now I'll show you the fixtures as well. A couple of players scoring banks of goals. Marnie's got one in there. White Wick has got 2. Hemmons has got one in there. Asani's got one. Marnie again. Belgrave with a wicket. No, with a goal. And then Hemmons again with another goal. So there are players in the academy that we genuinely might want to have a look at. Like they're all low scores for now, but they will improve over the season. Those numbers will go up, and if there are players in there that are kind of showing themselves to be goal scorers, or like important players, like leaders, I don't know, we might have to upgrade them into the first team and see how they do. Match prep for the Camden game. I mean, it's nice, and it's also annoying that you get a big game like this straight away. First versus second straight away. No real hanging about. Because I don't know if Camden, and myself included, I don't really know if we're going to be the teams to beat. I think we have more of a chance because, of course, we were 3rd last year. But I don't think Camden finished very low last year. I think they were pretty dang good. Let's actually take a look at where they finished last year. Camden, history, competitions. No, history overview. They were 5th. They were 5th last year, 10th the year before, 7th. They've been in the same league. They've been in this league for plenty of seasons. So it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one that they won that first game so convincingly. But let's see what happens. Brentham have played their game. And here we go. It's game day straight away. That's awesome. So we're only going to play the 2 games here today, guys. We're going to kind of get into the season with 2 games. See how we do. I might think about turning the dribbling off, but do I want to make a tactical change after such a commanding win in the first game? Probably not, but look at that. They're expecting us to lose these games. Previous meetings as well, we got a 0-0 and a 2-1 loss. If we take a look at that 2-1 loss, was it a close game? We should have won that game. Look at the percentage on possession is all in our favour. An XG that is much higher, more corners, almost more shots on target than they had shots. So yeah, you should be saying that we probably should have won that game. And we've got most of the same team. You can't forget that. Most of the team is the same. So hopefully we can do a little bit better. Okay, so fitness-wise, how are we looking? We're looking okay. Let's make a few changes just for the sake of rotation early doors. So let's bring Jason John on. We'll put him in the middle for Corrado. Jack Smith will come on for Zico Creeth. Joe Jones for Nethercott. I don't mind that at all. I think Larson should probably get a start as well. And Finn Powell, you'll come out for Ray Boo. Yes, Ray Boo. Ray Boo, to be fair, servant of the club. Look at these numbers. Didn't play for 3 years, 3 seasons while on the club books. And then pops up with goals. Average rating was best in 26-27. But then a great improvement there. 7 goals in 11 games. That's not a bad return for a player who, isn't really making that many appearances, like well, 5 starts and 3 and 5 off the bench. Yeah, well, considering we played 32 games, it is a bit of an odd one. Are those... Okay, I want to go into the tactics and just fix that up a little bit. I don't want them all playing as inverted wingbacks, even though that might be what worked. And if it is what worked, then we'll work on that. Let's shoot less often. And again, the same again here, shoot less often. Because I want, like I say, I want my strikers taking more shots. In fact, I'm going to take that away from the wingers as well, except for Crane. Crane, I will happily let them take more shots. But I want Crosby and Odukoya to be the ones shooting the most, to be honest. That's what I'm after. I want those guys smacking the ball in the back of the net as often as possible. Duncan, shoot less often. Personalized as well. The centre-backs will shoot less often as well. And Smith is in there. Okay, so how many changes are we making? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4? No, let's bring in Dean Hanna for Sweeney as well. And we'll make, yeah, there's a couple of changes in there. I like the fact that we want to rotate a little bit, but we don't want to rotate too much. I would be a little bit silly, in my own opinion, to take off Odukoya after having scored 3 goals like that. Let's see what we can do out there today. We've got a pretty good setup, I think. Our tactics are pretty simple. We're kind of keeping it kind of simple, to be fair. We don't really want to put too much information in the heads of our players, basically. Because then if you do that with the lower league players, they kind of freak out. They're like, I don't know what to do, because you give me 10 instructions and I don't know what to do with it. So that's why we're kind of calming it down, kind of playing it simple for a little bit and seeing how that works. Possession-wise, we are a little bit down at the minute, and it's a chance for Camden. Gore nods it off the bar, and Odukoya clears it, and Crane's been injured. Oh, that's not good. Off you come, lad. Sunderman really... We'll go for Crosby. In fact, no, we'll go to Odukoya out wide, and then Crosby goes up top. And no, let's make... Yeah, there we go. Sunderman can go up top, because that's where he wants to play anyway. But that's a bit of an odd one. It is a bit of an odd one. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to swap it around just like that. It does mean that we're actually not playing striker, like a straight striker, because the injury has forced me into a little bit of a change in formation. Now, Boyce brings the ball up for Camden. Looks for a pass, doesn't find it, and Larson steals the ball. Moves it forward, no, goes backwards instead. That's fine. Playing it back to the keeper isn't the worst idea if you haven't got a pass going forward. Payne goes over the top. Odukoya's going to chase it. He can't stop scoring. He scored 3 in the first game. He's been tackled. It's a good tackle. And that's going to be the end of the highlights. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. We might want to go on to a bit of a defensive stance if the possession doesn't... it's okay. It's okay at the minute. No need to worry just yet. It's almost half-time. Larson, good ball in. And who would you guess to grab another goal? It's Jason John. You can't stop him. It genuinely seems like you can't stop him. Okay, Smith, Aldeo, and Sunderman in that middle. Do we want to change it up? I think maybe at half-time we add another defender in, because this... Well, hopefully we don't concede here. Bliss shoots it, and it's well over. 2 minutes before the break, Hampton are generating a few more chances, so I think maybe I want to crowd them out, and we're going to make that change. Corrado's going to come in for Smith further back. Sunderman goes up that, and that is how we're going to connect it. A bit of like an arrowhead formation. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to tell them to stop dribbling as much. Focus down the right, because that's where Crosby is. Yeah. Okay. We were doing well, but keep going. Yeah, Harry Crane's gone off. Hopefully that injury isn't bad because Crane is an influential player. But we are making a bit of a tactical change. Again, trying to make sure we are not kind of falling asleep at the wheel. You know, we want to keep making changes where we need to. Larson finds Crosby. No, Foy gets it, but Baldeo does the hard yards, takes the shot, and ooh! That wasn't the best bit of goalkeeping. That almost went in when it definitely shouldn't, to be fair. And Larson is now going to whip this in. Look for Jason John. You may as well. Who's he going to find? He doesn't find anyone. Sunderman across goal. Another good save. It bounces off the corner flag, which means it actually stays in. And Hannah whips the ball across. Sunderman jumps, can't get it. And the ball is still there. Up in the, well, you know, in the right area of the park from our point of view. That, well, would you look at that? That little period of play has actually seen us get more shots on target than Camden. So this is going very, very well so far. Do we want to make a change? Baldeo is a little bit tired. Fact. That's a tough one. Let's bring Baldeo off for Rebu. John will go up there. Rebu will go up there, and Odukoya. Jones comes back. And Crosby comes back as well. Okay, so we're kind of playing a 4-1-3-2 right now. Making that change for Baldeo just because his fitness is a little bit lower. But again, I just don't want to be doing nothing and hoping that the game goes our way. I want to be kind of making changes. And look at that. Bliss is running free. You've got to get across, buddy. Got to get across and stop it. That's actually really good tracking back. I think that might be Crosby. It is. That's brilliant. That's exactly what we were asking for because we did bring Crosby back into a right mid rather than an attacking right mid. Duncan finds a pass all the way to Jones across. Didn't know that Jones had had a yellow card. Jones finds a pass. It goes nowhere. Anna will claim it back. Back to Jones. No, inside instead. Sunderman to Jones. Shoot it. Oh, it's so close. It's inches. It's actually inches. Yeah, we're going to go on to just cautious for the next bit and maybe just add just a tad of time wasting wherever the instructions are. There we go. Just a tad time wasting. John on the ball. You can't stop him scoring. An unlikely scorer. Whips it all the way out to Duncan. Over the top. Crosby won't get there. It's a bit aimless from Duncan. That one. Bliss inside to Sabra. Goes forward to Bryce. Sorry, not Bryce. Boyce. But Duncan gets back. Wins it back. Can't keep it though. Aremu brings it forward for Camden. Only 15 minutes left. Lumley on the ball. Gonna look for the cross? No. Yes? Yes. Finds the cross. Bliss can't get on the end of it. Crosby knocks it away. We are really hard under a little bit of pressure here. And Aremu shoots and oh my word, that's a screamer. That's an absolute screamer. It's like he's cut across the ball and found the back of the net. Maybe we go back to balanced. We turn that time wasting off. And we keep going. I don't want to lose. I would take a draw at this point. Sunderman, the pass is there. Go for it. The pass is there. Goes for the long shot instead. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure about that. But I don't want to change things up. I want to keep taking shots. Keep taking shots, because if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the raffle. Okay, only a couple of minutes to go here. Duncan on the ball. The rain is now falling. Sunderman back to Corrado. Into John. Over the top. Odukoya is going. Cut inside maybe. Crosby on the ball. Over the top. Who's there? Rebu jumps. Rebu jumps and puts it in. What a goal. And Rebu puts it in. I've got to hit play. There we go. Rebu puts it in for a potential last minute or, you know, stoppage time winner. And it will be. There we go. That's a little bit of revenge for last season. And how many tactical changes did we have to make in that game? And it does feel quite good that Rebu came on and grabbed the goal. Assisted by Crosby, which is us playing down the right-hand side. It kind of feels like my tactics worked in that game. It kind of feels that way. We changed things up multiple times. We altered our formation. We went from Harry Crane's injury to having to rejig things and then having the goal up at half-time and saying, okay, let's add another centre-back and see if we can keep things as they are. And then Buldeo, with low fitness, another change needed. Rebu comes on. That was our last sub, actually, I think. I think that was our last sub. And then he is the man who he gets on the end of headers. He puts the ball in the back of the net. And I'm very happy. I'm genuinely very happy with the start of this season. I hope you guys are too. I do hope you've got feedback for me. Leave a comment. Leave any ideas you've got. But so far, so good. And it is us and Shepherd's Bush who are looking pretty good. You can see the overview. They finished second and second. Wowza. But they finished second 2 times. London Lions were the team that went up by a point. Only a point. And before that, they actually finished down in 11th. So that's an interesting one. Rising Ballers Kensington won. And they went up. Hitshanger Dynamo was in there as well. Went down. London Lions then went up. And Shepherd's Bush finished second. And then Peckham Town then went up. And Shepherd's Bush finished second again. You can see Metro Gas also were in third and second. And then they got relegated. So where did that come from? No idea. Now Hitshanger Dynamo are back. Rising Ballers Kensington are back. Shepherd's Bush are still up there competing alongside us. So maybe, just maybe, that is going to be... Oh, it's only 6 or 9 days. Oh, that's not bad. We get away with that one. That's not bad at all. Oh, could have been worse. Could have been much worse. Wow, a 4-all. That's kind of crazy. Between Kensington and Bermondsey, 4-4. Elmstead with a 5-0 win over Manford Way. That is nuts. Manford Way must be at the bottom here. They are, my word. A 5-0 and a 6-1. Are they the team, like, are they the whipping boys of the league? Is that what's going to happen? Potentially. Papadzis was the player of the week in that 5-0. You can't really complain about that one. And that is going to be it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. 2 great wins. One with a late goal to win the game, but the other one a 5-2, an absolutely dominant performance. Really good stuff. Next up, FC Elmstead. They're in 7th. They are just starting off their season as well, just like us. And hopefully it will just be more of the same. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you for watching, guys. I shall catch you next time.